Oh, well, and I know that you recently lost your dad. And
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that. And just hearing you talk about him and his support and everything, I'm wondering, how the way that he was a father to you is showing up in how you're fathering Aiden, and how his, being a father yourself has made you look back on your relationship with your dad and realize how, and it's okay if you can't.
So my dad, he was a baseball player. He actually got drafted by the Phillies, but he didn't go because he don't fly on planes, which is weird. So he was a Marine for a while, and he did, other things in the military. I was like, well, what did you used to do? He said, well, I fought the wars you heard of and the ones you haven't. I was like, got it. So like just watching him, in my life, work hard for everything, and teach him about hard work, and he introduced me to country music, and I'm so thankful for my childhood he gave me. It was safe. We always didn't have everything, but we were safe and we had fun. I don't know, man. He was a cool dude. It was weird because I used to think he was like invincible. You know what I mean? And then this last time when he got sick, I was like, shit.
Yeah.
It was like, gosh. I was like, it got real. And, I haven't talked about it yet, but because my parents split years ago, but they were still friends. It was so crazy. If something went broke, my dad would come into the house and fix it. And to the day he died, he still called my mom like literally almost every day. My mom never remarried, even had a boyfriend after my dad. And they broke up when I was like 8. Like she was literally still in love with my father. I was like, you're insane. But anyway, and then he got sick again after being in the hospital for 4 months, got another infection. And then I think he had a stroke because when he came back to the hospital, he was unresponsive and things like that. So they decided to take him off like dialysis and everything. So, I fly to Delaware. I was going to go see him, but I remember the last time I saw somebody on the hospital bed, non-responsive, about to die, was my grandma. And that would have messed me up mentally. And I didn't want to remember my father like that. So I was like, all right, he's got a few hours to live. I saw him last time I was here a month ago. I said goodbye. And he won't even know I'm there. So I'm going to just go to our favorite fishing spot. Mm-hmm. And that's what I decided to do. Me and my fiance went to me and my dad's favorite fishing spot. And that's when I got the call that he died. And so we had his service.
What has it meant to you to be able to just be in that same fishing spot, you and your dad's favorite fishing spot?
It was great.
He died.
Because for me, I felt like that's what I needed. It gave me a chance to like think about all the good times we had, and accept the fact that he was gone. You know what I mean? In a place where I could remember him and see him the way I knew him, not laying on the hospital bed with tubes all in his mouth and not responding. I felt like for the mental space I was in at that moment, that was the best decision for me,
Yeah.
Because I remember I was closer with my dad than I was my grandma. Mm. And when my grandma died in 2014, I was there when she took her last breath, and I thought I was fine. Next thing I know, I'm at the hospital. I wake up, and it's 6 hours later. Apparently, I had a panic attack and, fainted and was out. Mm-hmm. And then it got to the point, where, I couldn't handle it. I was depressed a lot more, started, drinking more. I was unmotivated. I was angry a lot. And I was like, yeah, I don't handle this type of death well. Because, and I know for my dad, it would have been even worse because how close we were. Then I couldn't even listen to country music for 2 weeks. I would sing it and struggle and get through. But on the radio, I don't want to hear it because that reminds me of my dad. So there was even a few shows, there were some of his favorite songs we didn't sing. And there were some of the crowd favorites every time we played them, but I couldn't get through it. Then there was one show we did with Flats. I didn't even finish the last song. I was just like, y'all have a good night. I'm out. I'm done.
Yeah, but you have to do what's right for you right now. And that's okay.
There's a thing, and music is so powerful. I was wondering how you would how that would affect you, because my brother passed away about 2 years ago and just loved
sorry to hear that.
country music, and especially George Jones. So if I'm in public and something with George Jones comes up, it's going to be like, I'm going to feel, but it's also with you going to that spot. When I lost my brother, it was just like there's part of me that doesn't accept that he's gone, and I feel like he's on another plane in another spot.
Yeah.
And for us, it was weird because the last thing he ever posted on Facebook was something about a cardinal. And like when you see a red bird near an angel, there's an angel close. He never posted that sentimental kind of stuff ever. It was really weird. So now when I see like cardinals, it's like a sign, like that he's there. So I know that you're so hurting right now, and I see that, but I just, there's a part of you that's like, he's going to keep being with you, and you're going to keep him with you.
Oh yeah, man.
Well, he lives on through you.
And I was trying to figure out, I was like, man, why can't I get over this? Like,
No,
I
you're
thought
not
I was
meant to.
good.
You're not
like, I
meant
thought
to.
I cried all I need to cry, and then there's moments where it just hits me, and I'm just like, stop doing this. Like,
my grandfather, to me, was like, after Jesus, he was like the greatest man that ever lived. And he died, it'll be, I think, 3 or 4 years this year. And it's still, I'm tearing up talking about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's still, there are days where it just hits, and I just have to feel it and be so grateful for every memory and every day I had with him. Mm-hmm. And then let that live on in just the way that I treat people and the things that he taught me and the way I love well and love God and love people. And just be so grateful. So it just is what it is. It's a part of grief.